All right, today we are here with Steve from Red Rock Roofing. Thanks for taking the time to come together and just do a little bit about your business, and we'll talk a little bit about Trinity Team too. So,
Absolutely.
awesome. You want to give a little quick introduction?
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, my name is Stephen Adhamian, owner of Red Rock Roofing, married for almost 10 years, father of two daughters, 8 and 17 as of recently. Red Rock Roofing is a statewide residential and commercial roofing company specializing in all types of roofing. Been in business now going on a decade, and we are just a amazing team of people, and our motto is standing for greatness, which is why you see standing for greatness in the Mile High here. So
Absolutely.
that's what we do.
Yeah. So, tell us about your business, a little more detail, a little bit of the history. What sets you apart, to kind of your ideal clientele, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the history was, I come from a background that knew nothing of roofing, got into it. I think God had a plan for me to spread my wings, and through just leadership and the right people and amazing guys surrounded by the right people, we've built something absolutely incredible. Red Rock Roofing over the last decade has become one of the number one residential roofing companies in the region. We won the MVP on a national stage through Owens Corning, which is the industry's leading manufacturer. Everybody knows Owens Corning and the Pink Panther. We just won Colorado Companies to Watch. We're the award winner. We're a 5280 finalist. So we just, and it really comes to processes, procedures, and most importantly, the people. And so we have a really great team behind us. I operate more on efficiency and quality versus quantity when it comes to people.
Sure.
And, the thing that sets us apart, I think, we've worked with you guys, for 5, 6 years. It's kind of funny. I knew about you guys. I went to church with your mom and dad actually many, many, many years ago.
Yep.
And I remember going to the Broomfield Bay Water Park about 7 years ago. And I went to your dad and I said, "Hey, I don't know who your roofer is, but I want to be it." And he said, "Well, let me introduce you to Brett." Well, I went to Brett, and about 10 times Brett sent me on a wild goose chase. And finally, and nothing came of it. And I said, "Brett, we got to figure this out." And he said, "I'm so sorry, man. We'll figure this out." And from that day, I mean, not only did I develop a great friendship in Brett, and I've known you for a long time, and just the whole office, just great people in the Trinity team overall. But I mean, you guys have been such a blessing and given me a lot of some of our biggest jobs, and just we've always wanted to operate. But to go back to the question, what separates us? One of your office people, Hope, lovely lady, was saying, "Man, I call you guys all the time. You're there and you're there same day." I mean, the way we can operate in efficiency with our same day process, ensuring that we also offer a video inspection. So a lot of time with realtors, well, they're showing this picture and this roofer saying that. My guys are highly trained and paid to ensure that we give a honest response and an inspection video that shows in a detail exactly what we're looking at. So it's not 3 pictures telling you the roof is damaged. You're getting a very detailed report in a video, so that both parties can see it. And so not only that, but like it says, standing for greatness, having a integrity behind what we do. And we're not looking for the sale, we're looking for the relationships.
Yeah.
And if I had to pinpoint it, that is probably the number one thing that sets us apart, that we are just so bent on holding our relationships, also standing out in the community, sponsoring all the local schools, churches, events, organizations. I mean, really just ensuring that what is being given to us is being funneled back into the community, and that people know that we stand for something more than just the dollar, which is what roofing is known for. And so I think that's really what has separated us a lot.
Yeah.
And, we're just really thankful for all the realtors who support us and see our process and understand that we are the best value for what they're trying to provide for their clients as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really glad you brought up kind of the community piece. What are some of the, tell us more about some of the things that you do to give back to your community?
Absolutely. So, my wife is very passionate about sex trafficking organizations. So we've been a big sponsor for Refined, which is one Flatirons Church, which everybody knows. Just finally partnered with them. They shifted, leadership, and so the new leadership was able to get them in with Flatirons, which is a big deal for them. But over the past 6 or 7 years, sponsoring their galas and being one of the biggest donors at the galas, also four of the local schools in Erie, so Grandview Elementary, Red Hawk Elementary, Erie High School, and Aspen Ridge. We are their largest sponsor for donations. I sponsor Breakfast with Dads, donating all the Chick-fil-A, which is amazing. And I also get to get that. So dads and daughters every quarter come, not daughters, dads and their kids all come together at 7:15 a.m., share a meal, give a word. We talk about topics such as like how to have a positive disagreement or just things that kids, at that age level, whatever we can do. I've kind of turned into like Jim Carrey's Yes Man, if like an opportunity presents itself, I really struggle turning it down. And I just feel like anytime I have the opportunity to say yes to either give back or do something or be present at some organization, we're everywhere as far as that goes. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's near and dear to my heart, having two girls.
Yep.
I'm just a few years ahead of you in those respects. So
Yeah, you are.
that's awesome. Um, yeah, kind of going back to what you had said before in terms of, early relationships and connections. I remember being part of the youth group at church together, right?
Yeah.
You and your friends were showing up, and I was part of that leadership program. So that was really cool. And then, yeah, some of those initial conversations with Gordon and Brett, and I think I remember you and I going out to lunch and kind of said, "Hey, I'd love to have the opportunity to
Yeah.
really work with you guys," right?
Yeah.
And so you did a great job of getting your foot in the door with us, and serving us well.
Yeah.
And I've had personal experience with a hail damage claim that I had on my house a couple years ago.
I remember.
And you guys were fantastic in jumping on that, getting the work done.
Show up on time, do what we say we're going to do, and
Taking care of us, absolutely.
yeah, very much.
So
Appreciate
it's okay. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about this great space that you guys are in, and a little bit about how Trinity Team helped you from the start to kind of the finish of where you guys are at today.
Well, Eric, let's just say it all starts with you. So, obviously when you start a business, you kind of work out of your home. In a business like what I'm in, we only, you start with me and then two guys, and then three guys and four guys, and eventually you outgrow your home, and that's not, efficient. And so, about 6-7 years ago, we said, okay, we got to buy our first space. And so we looked around and we thought what would be a good investment. So we're off Highway 52. Of course, I called you, Eric, your dad, actually, Gordon, you know, and why I called you guys, I have a deep longing love for your mom and dad. And again, my condolences for your dad recently. And
Sure.
but
Appreciate that.
when you think of doing business with somebody, you think of who do you want to pour back into that? For me, it's like, who do you care about and who do you want to do business with long term? And knowing the integrity and values of your parents, and I've seen that pour down to you and the way you live your life out. It only made sense to me. And I know when Trinity, just even the name Trinity alone, what it stands for, uh, I wanted to do that investment with you and only do business in the commercial space because that's where you guys obviously excel. And so, of course, I called you and you guys helped me find the perfect spot, perfect price. And that was my beginner. Well, eventually, as Red Rock has grown, we have 3 parking spots and we've got 9 trucks now and maybe more. And so, loved the space and we outgrew it. And so once again, I called you and I just want to say thank you as we looked at different spots and try and find the perfect thing. And you always showed up and it just was waiting for that right fit. And as this came up, it's, you never made me feel bad as if I was wasting your time. And I always try to be, simple, but
I appreciate
you really made it feel like, hey man, no problem. I'm here for you. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll be there. I'm here. Like, let me help. And, you know me, I'm do some of my own homework and some of my own phone calls, and you're like, don't do that. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And so, we found this space and we went through the process and you helped me negotiate and we got the price down and we got it right where I wanted. I said, hey, let's come in here, and you worked that out. It was easy breezy. And, and so then I got into this space and built it. And not only did you help me get in here, but even afterwards, you're like, hey, I can't wait to come see it, and I know it took some time and schedules didn't align, but, you're not even just a realtor. You've always been a fan, and then you guys invite me to your events. And speaking of sponsorship opportunities, I've never turned down a sponsorship opportunity, and we'll be back at the Bay this year.
Yeah.
my first job was at the Bay, so I never turned it
No,
down because
that's
that place is so near to my heart of being there. I would rollerblade 2 miles, split shifts to the Bay. So every time I get to go back there, it's so much fun.
that is so cool. I don't think I knew that background for the first job.
Yeah. So, dude, rollerblading back and forth. I mean, I was in such good shape back then. But anyways, off the topic. Yeah, Trinity, you guys have been such a fan, such a support. So, you know, uh, you know, I'm trying to think of the word, but just true to who you are. So, yeah, genuine is the word I'm looking for. So, you guys are very genuine in all that you do.
Yeah, and we really appreciate all your support in those events. And, kind of like you were talking about earlier, we do those to give back to our clientele and our community as well. So appreciate you being involved with us on those. Great. So appreciate kind of sharing all that stuff. So tell us a little more about how has your business improved and continue to grow through this, transition, this move or expansion?
No, I mean, the great thing about this space specifically is, I wanted something still close to my home, but the fact that we're able to find something on the I-25 corridor that's got highway signage and visibility, I mean, that's people pay a lot of money to have a billboard up, and here we are, one-time payment and complete highway visibility all the time. So, not only that, but we have lots of parking spaces out here, and so guys are able to come in and out freely directly off the highway. We're right by the cheapest gas stations in the state. Don't know if you know that. It's televised on the news. These three gas stations are a competing gas station, and they are the cheapest gas that you will find statewide. And so, as we're filling up trucks every day, it is great that we have all that. So there are just so many things that you maybe not would think of right off the cuff, but like that are just such an advantage of being in this space. And then all the natural light. So if you remember the old space, it's very dark in there.
Yeah.
Now we don't even turn the lights on normally because we have so much natural light, skylight, natural light. So I mean, ultimately, I mean, just and when people come in and when clients come in, which is not all the time, I mean, it's just such a open, warm feeling here, and so
It's very inviting. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So, but yeah, so we've been able to just, and when we have interviews here, it's a comfortable space. It looks professional. I've got the upstairs mezzanine, which is great for training and just things like that. So, and then we actually just launched our new podcast here called Standing for Greatness in the Mile High, where we're looking to inspire and be inspired, wondering why you stand for greatness. So, that's what you're seeing here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give a little bit of a plug on that, your podcast.
Yeah, so we're only one episode in. I've been going through some of the guys on my own staff just to kind of get lighting and feel and conversation flow together. But really just trying to be more of a positive light of, some of the people that or businesses you see around the community and like this, tell us why you stand for greatness and what matters to you and how can we get your name at. And some other ideas I've had is bringing in local restaurants because people love to know what's going on in local restaurants and what's the new thing, and then allow them to bring some of their dishes in, and we can taste it, and and then just have fun topics. So everybody's doing podcasts now, right? It's a good way to talk and get people out there, and so great clips for the internet and social media. So lots of great benefits to it. But as you can tell, I just love to sit and talk. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think another example of your wanting to give back to the community, right? If you could do something that highlights somebody else in their business,
yeah,
right, help them out a little bit.
exactly.
That's good stuff.
Yep, that's the point.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Eric, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Or do you have any more questions for me?
I don't know. Do we have any more questions? We don't have any more.
All right. So my last question for you is, so, I'm going to take this opportunity. Tell us a little bit about your experience, like in a nutshell. I know you said we did your roof, but what would you say sets Red Rock apart based on your experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Steve mentioned, he's been him and his business, Red Rock has been just an outstanding resource for us, both residentially and commercially. Hope's with us. You don't see her behind the camera today, but I know you were outstanding, your team, and helping her with her hail claim as well. Being a resource, that trusted advisor. That's a lot of what we talk about on Trinity Team. We don't want to just be the real estate agent for the transaction, right? We want to be the trusted advisor for life in that relationship capacity, and that's what you've been for us. And so when I call you guys out, and I've got a client looking at a commercial property, and I say, "Hey, Steve, I need to have this roof taken a look at." You're not saying, "Well, it's going to be a trip charge of $200 to go take a look at it." You're like, "Yep, I'll get out there. Have a guy out there tomorrow, get you an assessment." And that type of service, to be able to give that information to our clients, is just invaluable, and it makes us look good too, right? Like, if I can have you guys go out and give a fair, honest assessment of a roof. An example recently, I've got a client purchasing a property down in Denver, almost 30,000 square foot building, and it's got a big flat roof on it. And there was definitely some indications of some past leaking, and so I called Steve and his team out, and like I said, you were out there within a couple of days and gave us a great report, which fortunately came back pretty positive, because there was some concerns there. We might need to replace it.
Yeah.
But that's just one example of many that we have over the years of having been assistance to us.
Yeah. And while we're talking about that, I want to just put a adder onto that, right? Thank you, Trinity team, also for looking out for your client's best interest. Because here's what we're finding in the market today. Number one, thank you for saying, like, we gave a positive feedback, right? Not every roof needs replaced. The real estate market's down right now, and the roofing market's down right now. But those who are flourishing is flourishing because they are doing things with integrity, right? So in the roofing industry, a lot of roofers are going to tell you right now that the roof needs replaced. We're running in it all the time. And when we go out there, it's in need of a minor repair or two, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, let's get somebody out there that we can trust, number one. Number two, on the real estate market side, because it's down, they're doing whatever they can to pass the deal through. So instead of referring somebody that is going to do it right, they're also just looking for the cheapest price. So if they can get somebody that can do the roof much cheaper, right, the cheapest possible. I mean, we found one where it's like, they're not going to tear it off. They're just going to roof right over it. That's not looking out for your client's best interest,
Right.
but that's looking out for your own interest. So those of us that are looking out for other interests, I have a feeling is going to be able to sustain the down market and only grow from it. So I see you guys doing that, and I see us doing from that. And so I just want to point that out to the audience. Like, it's important that we really do look out for the best interests of those that we're serving. So if I'm serving you and your clients, I don't want to say the roof is bad if it's not, right? I want to do the right thing. And I tell my guys all the time, we don't know if this is a client's first home, a dream home. Let's not kill the deal over our selfish ambition, right? And vice versa with the real estate. Let's not just try to get by the deal to get the cheapest option available just to push the deal through. So
Yeah.
I want us to just be aware of that for anybody listening. That's what's going on in the market. So I'm glad that we got two people sitting here that believe in higher value.
Absolutely. Well, and to your point, right? Like, if the roof is bad or does need repairs, you're going to tell us that too. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to tell you, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is, we're going to call it how we see it, not try to sway it one way or another. And that's where I train my guys.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate working with you too. So.
Awesome. All right, man.
Cool.
Thanks.
Anything else to wrap up the day?
Anything else to wrap up the day? No, I think I'm good.
Cool. I think that covers it. Well, thanks again.
Yep.
Good to be in business with you.
You too, Eric.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Yep.